Hello, my food mood friends. Welcome back, Zenodyssey. Stoked you're here. Thank you. I have a topic that I have been chewing on in my brain for quite some time and that I'm really excited to share with you. And it has everything to do with being coachable. Are you coachable? What is your coachability like?
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
I'm going to give you a little bit of an inside view into my coaching world. I help people make changes with their relationship to food and stress and time and relationships and to themselves. I help people make changes, the changes that they want to make. And so there's this piece that often comes up, not in every person, but sometimes there's people. I also actually used to be one of these people who had a lot of resistance to change. So coaching, I like to think about coaching as a experience and a tool and an opportunity to change. And there is a part of all of us that wants to change, that wants to be better, do better, feel better. And there's another part of us that doesn't want to change. So I want to talk today about this relationship, this inner relationship that we have, and how to navigate it in your life and in the changes that you want to make. So there's a part I like to teach about these like two parts of our brain. I call it the inner toddler and the inner parent. So some people call it the primal brain or the lizard brain, this part of our brain that only thinks about right now and it's motivated by the motivational triad: seek pleasure, avoid pain, including emotional pain, and seek efficiency, make it easy. This is like what our primal brain is wired to go for. I call it the inner toddler.
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea, floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
Then there's this other part of our brain called the prefrontal cortex. And this part of our brain is the more human, the more recently evolved part of our brain that thinks about the future, that has the ability to plan, that has the ability to make decisions that are in our own best future interest. So there's these two parts of us, and the part of us that wants to change is the inner parent. I want to eat healthy food so that I age gracefully. I want to eat food that makes me feel really good after my meal. I want to eat food that optimizes my health. I want to eat food that lowers my inflammation. So this is all thoughts and desires from our inner parent, the prefrontal part of our brain. And so this part of us wants to change. This part of us wants to do coaching or do therapy or do whatever it is, the vehicle of change. This part of us wants to change. And then there's this other part of us, the inner toddler, that is in full resistance and doesn't want to change because change is uncomfortable. Change is emotionally dangerous. Our inner toddler would rather keep things the same, would rather rinse and repeat, continue doing exactly what we're already doing. So this inner toddler is when change comes around, when we sign up and we decide we're going to make a change, the inner toddler says, no, 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 resist, resist, resist. And this inner toddler kicks back. I don't want to change. I don't want to, even if you think about like actual little kids, they also resist change. They don't want to go through the transition and do the next thing. It's easier to stay in the moment if it's comfortable and it's safe and it's familiar. So what happens is that like oftentimes this inner toddler gives us this warning signal of like, don't change. Change is scary. Don't feel uncomfortable. Don't do this new awkward thing. And so most of us, we just kind of like go with that survival instinct. And this part of our brain, it has the best intentions. It's making sure that we survive. But here's the thing. Surviving today isn't always, and most often is not what's in our long-term best interest. So when we listen to this survival part of our brain that says, don't change, don't be open, don't be vulnerable, don't share things that are going to make us feel emotionally uncomfortable, don't look at ourselves, don't try something new. You might fail, you might feel humiliated, you might feel awkward, don't eat different than other people, you might get isolated from the tribe, it might mean death. Like, these are the kind of things that our inner toddler is trying to help us survive today, but often it thwarts what we really want for ourselves, what we really want for our health. So when that resistance to change pops up, there's two options. We can listen to that resistance and do what it says. We can avoid the change. We can close down. We can resist. We can not be open, and we cannot share, and we cannot be curious. We cannot be open to change. We can close to change and protect ourselves from change. That's one option. And I did that for a long time. I am like an expert at resisting change. I was very resistant to change. I didn't want to put myself out there. I didn't want to I remember these like intense moments where like every part of my being was like in this like defiance, this no, this like, and changing like that resistance, like the other option is to take a deep breath, allow that resistance to be there. We don't want to resist the resistance, right? We don't want to resist the closeness. And what we can do is we can breathe into it, and we can, instead of listening to the inner toddler, I even do this with my little one. I give her a hug. I tell her, I totally understand that you don't want to brush your teeth. I totally understand that you don't want to do whatever it is that I'm trying to get you to do. It's okay. I love you, and I'm the parent, and I know this is in our best interest. And deciding and making that decision from the prefrontal part of our brain. Part of what it's going to include is talking to ourselves. Is saying like, hey, inner toddler, I know this is uncomfortable. It's okay. We're not going to die if we eat different food than our friends are eating. We're not going to be isolated from the tribe, and which is going to mean certain death. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to have a hard emotion. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry. These are all okay feelings. In fact, they're even the pathway to feeling more alive. The more we're able to feel and allow those hard negative emotions and those uncomfortable feelings, the more we're going to be able to change. So a lot of it is understanding how our brain works, and in choosing to either listen to our brain saying don't change, or instead be like, okay, thank you, inner toddler, for helping me survive today. I really want to make this other choice. It's in our future best interest. And so it's a lot about being willing to feel uncomfortable, being willing to feel awkward, being willing to fail. Change and learning something new requires failure. The pathway to success, the pathway to a new relationship with food, the pathway to a different relationship to our stress is about learning. It's about practicing. It's about failing. The trick is in not giving up. The trick is when we feel uncomfortable to not believe our brain when it says that everything's going wrong, retreat, go back to how it used to be where it was familiar and safe, go back to the cave, stay in the cave. The trick is telling ourselves, nothing's gone wrong. It's totally okay to feel uncomfortable. It's totally okay to feel awkward. It's totally okay that we didn't nail it this time, that we failed this time. I'm going to learn something. I'm going to figure it out and keep going. And that openness to change, that mindset, that response to our emotions is everything about being coachable. It's everything about being able to change, being able to look at ourselves and create new neural pathways and generate new useful emotions and be able to internally lower our stress levels and being able to choose foods that ultimately really serve us, that serve not only the inner toddler that wants the ice cream right now, but that serves our future self. So being coachable is all about understanding how we work inside and connecting, choosing to build the relationship and connecting to what it is that we really want, that what the inner parent part of us really wants, versus letting the inner toddler drive the car and make all the pit stops of the ice cream and eat all the pizza and overeat and sit in front of the TV. Like, that's what the inner toddler wants to do. Our inner toddler wants to sit on the couch, eat food, and watch TV. That's like what the inner toddler's like favorite place to be. My toddler, she wakes up every morning. Can we watch TV? Can we watch TV? Can I have sugar for breakfast? This is what she wants. This is what all of our inner toddlers want. Now, the internal management system of changing the inner toddler driving the car. Who wants their inner toddler driving the car? I definitely don't. I love my inner toddler. I want them in the car. They're amazing. I love them. But I want the parent part of myself, the part of me that's going to reverse my aging and age gracefully and show up fully present in my life and feeling fully alive. I want that part of me driving the car. So this is what I help my clients do, and this is what I'm helping all of you in all these videos do. And so if this is something that you're interested in, I just created a really cool new email course and video masterclass that teaches this process. I call it the food mood process. I just created it last week, and it's really, really awesome. So I'll include a link below this video so that you can sign up for that course and get a bunch of this awesome free content. And of course, when you're ready to make these changes, contact me and I would love to help you directly, personally. So have a beautiful day, and thank you so much for your time and attention. It's been a total pleasure. Thank you.